Richard, which parts are problematic for you? Kujopon Nkrumah says we can trust that they will oppose these obnoxious parts of it.
Something, the whole show.
The whole show?
The whole show, you know, like...
Oh, the portions that wants to improve the conditions of service of the people there, all of it should go.
I'm saying that, you know, when you're in class and then the teacher sometimes... you understand.
That's an example.
And which part don't you understand? So, the whole show, the whole effort, the motive behind it is not good for our democracy. This is not cyber security they are fighting. This is cyber coup that they are orchestrating on our constitutional rights. They are determined to curtail our rights. And I think that we shouldn't just countenance it. I mean, there is another bill that I think is working its way along this. There's disinformation, hate speech, and publication of other subs or something. What is all this? What is the problem? Like, really, what is happening? Like, what is...
In fact, that one, there is some protection for you, the politicians.
And I'm just...
So that people don't vilify you anyhow, the way they do all the time.
But you know who the protection is for?
It's for you, the politicians.
The supreme leader. He is trying to gather this protection for himself. Nobody needs that. This thing they should quietly disappear with this thing. We are quickly becoming a police state. Look, this whole thing is going to promote surveillance on citizens, okay? It's going to give them needless powers to invade, intrude into our privacy, and they can do it at will, and you have now added police powers to that, enhance their ability to freely just move into any space. I'm talking about they can come here and take over your computers by, I think, a notice of 7 days that they are coming here. They come and look at your computers, and if they feel that you're doing something they are not happy about, Khalid, this is what your government is doing. Before you came, nothing broke with anything. People were talking just fine. You leveraged that to come to power. Now suddenly, you don't like
what are we doing?
Freedom of speech.
What are we doing?
I'm saying that.
You have the greatest freedom of speech in this country.
Wait. You see, something. This thing is terrible. I think, is it 67A, I think, Section 6 there, talks about, impersonating, if you can just find me, using a certain identity to send certain information into certain platforms and whatnot. And I'm just saying that who would determine how offensive the matter is that you are posting in a certain social media group or that you are communicating? And so government is not happy with that we can't talk anymore? I find it very offensive. Look, we have enough rights on the books, okay, to protect anybody. Now you have a situation where, if I say something that defames you, that you feel is inappropriate, that besmirch your character, you have a civil remedy that you can pursue. But now we are talking about a criminal act. If you and I get into a conversation, or I send you something and you find that you don't like it, how is that going to help us construct our roads? Is that what really is our priority? How is that going to help us provide jobs? I don't know, you forgot about that. That was why you won election. You said you had some 24-hour economy stuff that you're coming to do. Where is that? Khalid, where is the 24-hour economy? There's no jobs being created. Up and down this country, people are out of jobs. Young people are wailing. They want jobs. You haven't created that. You are busy writing legislation left, right, center. To what end? If nothing at all, Samson, we should be able to talk. There is no democracy without free speech. This curtailment of our rights, this effort to snoop on citizens, this bill that is coming to completely do away with our rights, our constitutional rights, I don't think that is right. Specifically, we know what Suleiman was talking about in relation to the police powers that is given to them. I think it's excessive. Look, if you have the police doing this, yes, I had concern with the gold board situation with the policing, how they would be able to exercise it. Because the police service has evolved over time. They have mastered the act of policing. And even then, they are still improving. They are still building. There are instances where you think that you see them committing excesses. And so to hand that power to a certain authority that is created and seeing the sensitivity of speech, I'm focused about that.
Let me ask you one.
In a political space, in a democracy.
Let me ask you one small, harmless question. So when the Postal Packets Bill was introduced in 2016, the NDC was in government.
Yeah.
You and I, we came together and fought them.
Right.
I remember how, because it was an election year, the suggestion was that they want to intrude, they want to intercept Akufo-Addo's communication and all of these things. They withdrew the bill, right? And they came forward here on this platform to say they've heard us, they've withdrawn it. Guess who passed that bill later in 2020? It was your government.
Yeah.
And the things we cried against were not removed. They were still there. So I wrote and said, among other things, that this is a publication, an interview I gave. And I said that portions of the newly enacted law are the same as the contents of the Postal Packet and Telecommunications Messages Bill, also known as the Spy Bill. That was sternly rejected by a section of Ghanaians when it was laid before Parliament in 2016. In fact, Akufo-Addo joined the campaign. So I said, quote, this must be a lucky government. That's your government. All the organizations and individuals who joined in that war that forced a review and eventually got it shelved have been in deep sleep. They have been in a coma. Remember, President Akufo-Addo, the NPP joined me, the telcos, Ghana Bar Association, and others to kick against the spy bill. So the very things we protested, including that dangerous backdoor approach to invading privacy without recourse to a supervision, without recourse to or supervision of the court, is now law in this Cybersecurity Act 2020. And that's really only a new name. This time, hefty sanctions, including fines of up to 240,000 or more, plus 5 years in jail, await people who breach this law, including the telcos and their CEOs. In fact, in this law, the present law as it is, you could go to jail for up to 25 years for some offenses.
Yeah. So something, I don't think that there is anything wrong with seeking to protect the cyberspace. There are genuine concerns there that we need to try and work around. But using cybersecurity to protect our digital space as a political tool to oppress, to silence dissent, and weaponize that to prevent citizens from freely engaging in democratic process, I find that to be reprehensible. I find that to be unacceptable.
My point to you is that if that is the aim, then we already did that in 2020.
Well, the point is that why
law we are asking to amend.
Well, I don't see the blatant insertions that I'm seeing here. You understand? And even that, if it's a process, we can look at it and amend it. But I'm saying that anything you are doing that curtail people's ability to participate in the democratic process, you are drifting away from democracy. Fundamental point. And this bill and its cousin, the misinformation, disinformation, is leading us on that path.
Interesting.
So my goal is that let's throw this thing away. Let's take a clean sheet of paper and start again. This thing here cannot suffice. It shouldn't be anybody's idea to bring this to Parliament and to try and do anything. Because now they have what they call the supermajority in Parliament, so they feel they can do anything. In fact, that in itself is a temptation. okay, that you guys need to resist, that you feel you can do anything. And then there's a motion to stop you from vetting the Chief Justice nominee. You say you are not going to listen to all the noises we are hearing, but this thing is wrong. Okay, you are undermining our democracy, and I don't think it's right. You know, but in this bill, if you come around again, the component in there, which is talking about certification for professional bodies and people in the digital space, I think is very draconian. It's going to put burden on businesses and professional organizations, censorship, and to a large extent, increase the cost of doing business because they have to pay money to be able to obtain this certification.
Now, Prof.